हरि ओम। सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अन्तिमसत्या नमः शिवाय अगणितनामा नमः शिवाय अघनिर्मूला नमः शिवाय अमितानन्द नमः शिवाय अविनाशाद्या नमः शिवाय आगमविनुता नमः शिवाय आत्मोल्लासा नमः शिवाय आद्यगवीशा नमः शिवाय आपच्छेदा नमः शिवाय आमयभेदा नमः शिवाय आर्तसुबन्धो नमः शिवाय उज्ज्वलगात्रा नमः शिवाय ओङ्कारतला नमः शिवाय करुणापाङ्गा नमः शिवाय कर्माध्यक्षा नमः शिवाय काञ्चारहिता नमः शिवाय कामितवरदा नमः शिवाय कालाबाध्या नमः शिवाय गुणमणिहारा नमः शिवाय धननिस्सीमा नमः शिवाय चिद्घनरूपा नमः शिवाय चिद्रूपाङ्गा नमः शिवाय चिरचिन्मात्रा नमः शिवाय चिरसुखसारा नमः शिवाय जगदाधारा नमः शिवाय जन्मविदूरा नमः शिवाय ज्ञानजलनिधे नमः शिवाय ज्योतिर्पुञ्जा नमः शिवाय तमोपहारा नमः शिवाय तुर्यातीता नमः शिवाय त्रिजगन्मूला नमः शिवाय त्रैमलशूरा नमः शिवाय दीनसुरकुजा नमः शिवाय दुःखध्वंसा नमः शिवाय दोषविभङ्गा नमः शिवाय धर्मसपर्क्षा नमः शिवाय नतजनपाला नमः शिवाय नयनिर्लेपा नमः शिवाय नादशरीरा नमः शिवाय निगमाभेद्या नमः शिवाय निजनिश्चिन्ता नमः शिवाय निजसुखभरिता नमः शिवाय नित्यविनोदा नमः शिवाय नित्यविमुक्ता नमः शिवाय नियतिनियन्ता नमः शिवाय निरवध्यविभो नमः शिवाय निरहङ्कारा नमः शिवाय निरतोत्साहा नमः शिवाय निरुपममहिमन् नमः शिवाय निरुपाधि नमः शिवाय भद्रविशेष नमः शिवाय भवभयकार नमः शिवाय भुवनोद्धार नमः शिवाय मङ्गलधाम नमः शिवाय मन्त्रावयव नमः शिवाय महिमविलोला नमः शिवाय मानातीत नमः शिवाय मुनिजनमान्य नमः शिवाय मोक्षोपाय नमः शिवाय यतिकुलनम्य नमः शिवाय यमिजनसेव्य नमः शिवाय लीलामूर्ते नमः शिवाय लोकसुरक्षा नमः शिवाय वरयोगीश नमः शिवाय वर्णासाध्य नमः शिवाय विघ्नविघाता नमः शिवाय विद्यासदना नमः शिवाय विमलगुणाढ्य नमः शिवाय विश्वाराध्य नमः शिवाय शरणाधीना नमः शिवाय शान्तागार नमः शिवाय शाश्वतसत्य नमः शिवाय शुभभाण्डार नमः शिवाय शोकाद्रिपवे नमः शिवाय सन्तततृप्ता नमः शिवाय सन्तापहरा नमः शिवाय सन्तोषमया नमः शिवाय संस्तुतिपात्रा नमः शिवाय सज्जनपोषक नमः शिवाय सदमलपूज्य नमः शिवाय सद्गुणशीला नमः शिवाय सद्रूपाङ्गा नमः शिवाय सरसामोदा नमः शिवाय सर्वशुभकरा नमः शिवाय सर्वाधारा नमः शिवाय साधुजननता नमः शिवाय सुखवारिणिधे नमः शिवाय सुगुणातिशया नमः शिवाय सुज्ञानिवरा नमः शिवाय सौन्दर्यनिधे नमः शिवाय सौख्यसमुद्रा नमः शिवाय सौम्यशरनिधे नमः शिवाय हृदयावासा नमः शिवाय हृदयावासा नमः शिवाय हृदयावासा नमः शिवाय पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
Let me offer pranams to all of you. Great seers lived in this world. In India, also in other countries. They were great lovers of truth. What is true in this world? What is eternal? What exists forever? They wanted to know. Because in this world, wherever you cast your eyes, you find the things changing. Every object, small or big, it changes every moment. Here is a small object. It does not remain the same even for 2 moments. Take any object. Sun is there. A few minutes before he was on the horizon. Now he has come up the horizon. There is a change going on in the world. The sun is changing, and all the planets are changing. Not only the sun, but all the suns of the universe. Not 1 or 2. There are billions and billions of suns in this world, in this universe. And scientists say every object, small or big, is changing. It cannot remain the same even for 2 moments. It means Jagat is changing. You cannot make it unchanging. Do anything with this flower. One day or the other day, it will fade out. Disappear completely from the world. Because this is the nature of the world. If the whole world is changing, how can you remain unchanged? How can we remain unchanged? Just to see the earth is changing, and we have to change with the earth. You cannot expect that you can remain unchanged while the whole world is changing. That is an impossibility. Man, here is a changing world. What is the meaning, etymological meaning of the word Jagat? Jagat means that which changes. Jam means gacchati. Every object here changes, therefore this world of objects is called changing world, Jagat. Can you see, can you find out any object that is not changing? Your mind is there, your body is there. They are the two parts of you. You are a composition of these two things. You know body is a changing, isn't it? Now in the morning when you came here, you were younger. Now you are older. Within a second, body changes. Within a second, every part of the body changes. Every part. Cells there may be, and cells are formed of the molecules. They are changing. Molecules are made of atoms. They are also changing. What is there in this world which is not changing? Nothing. Your mind, now it is calm and quiet. But when you go home, what happens? The mind begins to work very hard. Thousands of waves arise in the mind. On seeing this object, the mind changes. The mind takes the form of the flower, and it takes the form of the color, smell, everything. Means the mind quickly changes. Body may take some time to change, but not the mind. Within seconds, it changes many times. That is the nature of the mind. That is the nature of the body. You have a body, you have a mind. Both are changing. If both of them are your components, how can you think of remaining unchanged in this world? Is it possible? Impossible. Today you are very beautiful. After years, you don't wish to look into mirror. You don't like your own face. Change is going on, not only on the earth, but even in heaven. God also is changing. Love Him, He blesses you. Hate Him, He curses you. Means there is a change going on in God. Put some flowers before the image of God, He will be pleased. If you don't, He won't be pleased. What is this? Sometimes He becomes pleased, sometimes He becomes displeased. What does it mean? He also is changing. Whatever is there in this world, if it is a part of the nature, then it has to change. Whether it is a grass or very subtle. Both changes. This is a grass. Mind is very subtle. And in the mind, thoughts arise. They are still subtle, more subtle, but still they are changing. This moment's thoughts are different from the thoughts of the next moment, isn't it? Now you are changing. I am saying some words, uttering words. and those words are bringing about some change in our mind. Means whatever we see, whatever we hear, everything affects our mind. Everything affects our life itself. If the thoughts change, how can you expect your life to be the same? Suppose now you think that the world is good. Next time you think that it is not so good. The thoughts changed. Thoughts changed. With the thoughts you are changing. Then how can you expect anybody to be the same? Just to see it. But we say, you people are changing. It has become an abuse. You are changing, you have changed your thoughts. But man, you are also changing. You are also. You cannot keep anything in this world the same, even for 2 seconds. Then how can you remain unchanged, man? You have to change. Today you are young and you love to be a student in a school. But tomorrow you don't like the school. Then you begin to love the money. Then the money becomes very dear to you. And when you were young, knowledge was very dear to you. And in the old age, just a few breads, that is enough. Everything changes. Appearance changes, structure changes, functions change, and along with them, all your thoughts change. Change. Basaveshwara, 12th century, Basaveshwara lived. He was thinking of serving the people and changing the world. Changing the world. But unfortunately or fortunately, he has to change himself. In the beginning, he thought of bringing about a great revolution in the thinking of mankind. And in the end, he said, enough is enough. Now I am not going to change the world. I know that I can't. I can't. Then he said, oh God, let me be with you. I don't wish to come again into this world. Enough is enough. That is what is happening in this world. Nothing is permanent and nothing can be made unchangeable. This is the nature of the world. Avinashitu tad vidhi ena sarvamidam tatam. Just to see. Avinashitu tad vidhi ena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham avayasya asya nahi kaschita kartum arhati. But he says there is a something. There is something which cannot be changed. Where it is, here itself it is. Ena sarva midam tatam, by which this whole world is tatam, pervaded. Tatam means filled, pervaded. Ena sarva midam tatam, Avinashitu tad vidhi. Sarvamidam means this all, this whole world, small or big, every object in this world, he says, tatam, pervaded. By what? By that which does not change. Means there are two things in this world, that which changes and which cannot be made unchangeable. Do anything, do any effort, but you cannot make this world unchangeable. But we try to make this world unchangeable. This is not possible. Not possible. Today you bring a new dress, put on, enjoy it. Tomorrow it becomes old. Day after tomorrow you want to have another dress. This is a change. Our thoughts, our feelings, our ideas, our ambitions, everything goes on changing. And in this changing world, there is something which is not changing. Avinasi, avinasi, indestroyable, indestructible. There is something indestructible where, everywhere that changes. In this changing world, there is an unchanging principle. Avinasi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam. Sarvamidam means whatever is there in this world. All that is there in this world is pervaded. It is pervaded by what? By that which does not change at all. Avinashi. Avinashi means do anything, you cannot bring about any change in it. I put this flower into fire, it changes. I do something and that brings about change in the flower. But he says, avinashitu tad vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham avyasya asya na kaschit kartum arhate. Impossible. Nobody can bring about any change in the unchanging principle. The space can't be changed, but every object in this space may be changed. Every object. Now you are sitting here and you are changing the floor, changing the carpet, you are sitting on it. But this does not affect the space. You may sit here, stand here, do anything, or sleep, but space is not affected. Means here itself there are two things, unchanging and changing. Where is this unchanging space? Everywhere. Wherever there is a changing object, there is the unchanging space. Because every changing object needs some place to exist. It cannot exist by itself. Space must be there. space must be there, the sun is there, maybe very big, but space must be there if the sun is to be there. What does it mean? Every object that changes needs something that doesn't change. Just see the thing, see the beauty of it. Every object that changes needs something that does not change. My body is there, my mind is there. If they are to be there, there must be something that does not change. Wonderful, isn't it? A strange thing. It appears very, very strange. Everything that changes needs an unchanging principle. They go together. If the world is to be there, then there must be something that does not change with the world. Isn't it? There must be something that does not change with the world. Avinashitu tad vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Tatam means all this is pervaded. All this is pervaded. Pervasion means existing within and without, unaffected by the flow of time. That is avinasi. You cannot destroy it or bring about any change in it. You can bring about any change in this world. Even if you do not, the change is going on forever. But unchanging principle is just behind it. They go together. You cannot think of one thing without thinking of the other. If there is no unchanging principle, then you cannot think of the changing principle. Change means unchange. Also, unchange, this idea is there, therefore we say there is a change. If nothing is changing here, then you can't say that this is changing. This is changing means there is a something where there is no change. Everything is changing in this world. This change is called a relative change. In relation to one object, the other object is changing. In relation to the table, this flower is changing, means changing its place. It is moving. Means a relative world this is. Einstein said relativity, the great law of relativity. Wonderful discovery it was. Everything is relative in this world. Everything is changing, everything is relative. Change also is relative. In relation to one thing, the other thing is changing. This is happening everywhere. Man, you are witnessing everything, isn't it? You witness the changing flower. Means you are not changing. Flower is changing. You are just the witness of the changing flower. You are the witness. You just see Whatever you see is changing, but the seer is not changing. The light is not changing, and whatever is there on the screen, that is changing. Wonderful, isn't it? Means change and unchange, they go together. They go together. Here he says, Avinashitu tad vidhi, know that to be indestructible, yena tatamidam sarvam, by which this whole world is tatam filled, pervaded everywhere. Vinasham avyasya asya, this is avyaya. Avyaya means it does not increase or decrease. Vaya means decrease. Avyaya means no decrease. Whether decrease or decreasing or undecreasing, they go together. In relation to that which does not decrease, something is decreasing. Avinashitu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasya asya nahi kartum arhati. Nobody can bring about the destruction of that which can't be destroyed. Isn't it? You may change anything here, but you cannot change the space. Can you? You may change the table. You may change your carpet. You may change the whole building. But can you bring about any change in the space which is already there? Whether there is a building or no building, space is there. Build it. Build a building, space is there. Destroy the building, the space is there. Space can't be destroyed, space cannot be built up. Means there are only two things in this world. Says, great thinker of India, Vyasa. A great thinker. It is said there is nothing probably in this world which Vyasa does not or did not know. Vyasa knew everything and he said so beautiful things about the world, about the reality. He spoke about everything. He says, Vinasham avyayasya. This is avyaya, unchangeable. Just to see the word. Vaya, changeable. Avyaya, unchangeable. It is vayashila, changeable. And there is something inside which is avyaya, unchangeable. Just look into the mathematics. There are numbers and numbers, isn't it? Every number is changeable, isn't it? Every number can be changed. Take any number, big or small, can be changed. 1 upon 0.2, 0.5, 1 upon 2. It can be changed, isn't it? It may be made 1 upon 4, 1 upon 8. Things may be changed, numbers may be changed, increased or decreased. Go on adding, the number goes on increasing. Go on subtracting, the number goes on decreasing. isn't it? But what about the zero? What about the zero? Try to do anything with it. Multiply it. It is unaffected. It smiles. No man, you cannot change me. You change, but I do not change. Because I am zero. Wonderful, isn't it? Add anything to me, I do not change. I remain zero. Zero is a zero. And you add 10 to it. 10, 10, 0, 0. 0 doesn't become 10. Wonderful, isn't it? This is God. If I have to use a mathematical term, then 0 is God, Shunya. Shunya, God, 0 is God. That which does not change is God. That which does not change is the reality, the great reality, unchangeable reality. And here the 0 doesn't change. Do anything with it. Anything with it. 0 raised to 100. 0. But if 10 is raised to 100, 10 disappears. 100 zeros will be there. Just to see the beauty of mathematical notions. We have to enjoy the infinity, love the 0. Love the 0. Before you put dollars or rupees into your pocket, the pocket must be 0, empty. You fill it with notes, rupees, the emptiness is not removed from the pocket. The emptiness just disappears. You don't see it. You see only the coin, only the rupees. Isn't it? Remove the notes. What happens? The space is space. You did not bring it from outside. You did not take it from inside. The 0 is a 0. Whether you put 1,000 rupees or 10,000 or millions and millions, 0 is not affected. It remains a 0. Isn't it? Before we came into this world, there was a 0. And when we leave from this world, we find a 0. When we are living, 0 is there, but we have forgotten it. That is all. What is true? Not numbers, because they change. What is true? The 0 is true. 0 is true. Love the 0, you will be happy. He says, love the 0, you will be very, very happy. Very happy. Wonderful, isn't it? Love it. Love it. You won't be disappointed because 0 remains the same. If I love this flower, then after some time my love is affected because the object goes away. Means whenever I love the limited objects, my love does not give me joy always. Love the 0, always you are happy. What is that 0? 0 is that which does not change with the changes that are taking place in this world. internally or externally. That is what we have to love. Love the zero and live with the numbers. Zero we should not forget. Zero you have to love, and numbers you have to play with. That is the way the great thinkers live in this world. They know that there is something that doesn't change, and they live in the world that changes. Live in the body, live with the thoughts and feelings and all the things. But always keep in mind that there is a zero within you. There is something that doesn't change, and that something you have to identify yourself with. If you identify yourself with that unchanging principle, then changes do not much affect you. Not much affect you. If not, we have to suffer a lot in this world. Whatever comes has to go, isn't it? Now you have come here, you have to go after 5 minutes, you have to leave this place. Isn't it? Some people leave late afterward, and some people leave immediately. That is different, but everyone has to live, isn't it? The sun comes and goes, the moon comes and goes. We come into this world and go, but all the while we should know that there is also zero in us. Behind every number there is a zero. Behind every person there is that zero. That zero is called Avinasin Atma. How is Atman? You can't describe it. How is a zero? You cannot describe it. When we describe Atman, we say, it is not this, it is not that. Negative method we use in describing the Atman, not positive. Mano buddhya ahankara chittani na aham na, negative. This is not you, this is not you, this also is not you, and you stop there. When you stop, that is you. Just I ask, what's your name? You say, my name is Mr. X, isn't it? X is there. And what do you do? I am just moving. X is moving, isn't it? There is a movement in it. But if I don't ask any question to you, what happens? Your mind is shant, not thinking. You are not moving or sitting or doing nothing. No thought arises in the mind. Mind becomes calm and quiet. There you are not sitting or standing or sleeping. You are just you. That is a wonderful experience we should have, everyone. While living in this world, we have to live knowing that we are just zeros. And a zero is there, and numbers flow before it. we become this and that, this and that. After that, we enter into zero. Now a boy who lived in Gujarat has become the Prime Minister of India. And after some years he will get retired. After that he will retire from the whole world. And then he completely goes out of existence. Isn't it? From zero to zero. Our journey begins with a zero and ends with a zero. Wonderful, isn't it? This is a life, no man, this is a life. Now you are poor and you become very, very rich. And in the end, you leave everything. Wealth remains here. You have nothing to do with the wealth. You are zero. In the beginning you are zero. In the end you are zero. In the middle you are something. While there is something with you, think that in the beginning there is zero. In the end there is a zero. Now there is something. Wonderful, isn't it? In the beginning, you are not a householder, isn't it? You are not a family man, you are alone. In the end, you are alone. In the middle, you are so many things. You are a teacher, you are a farmer, isn't it? You are beautiful or ugly, old or new, everything. You are rich or poor, but in the beginning there is nothing. In the end there is nothing. And in that nothing you are but nothing. This is how we have to experience our true nature, which is nothing. Wonderful, isn't it? Very wonderful. This, if we know, then we will remain very calm inside. But outside we may be changing because this is a changing world. And inside there is something that does not change at all. Just to think of it, in the beginning there is nothing. You were nothing in the beginning. Before you came into this world, you were nothing. After you leave this world, you are nothing. Now you are something. And this something is between two nothings. Therefore, don't get much affected by what is there in the middle. Live it, feel it, enjoy it, do anything. But don't think that, don't forget that two zeros are there. And between those two zeros, you are thinking, you are doing, you are working, you are becoming something. You have so many dreams and desires. Everything is there. But all the while, know that this is all between two zeros. Now the time is over. It is zero. At 7 it was a zero. Now it is zero. Something happened between these two zeros and they are to be forgotten. Now you need not think about what you hear, H-E-A-R and H-E-R-E, here. That is the way we have to live in this world. That is what the great seers of the world teach us. Man, know that there are zeros. Know that you are in the middle. And love the middle. Don't hate it. Love the middle. Do something in this world. Why you are here. Do wonderful things. Whatever is possible for you, your intelligence is there to help you, your memory is there to help you, your body is here to help you, and there are people, thousands and thousands of people, everybody is ready to help you, man, but know all the time, they won't be there always. From zero to zero. Now from silence to silence. Now you have to leave this place or live in this place. That doesn't matter. But this hour is gone. Let me offer my grateful pranams to all of you because you made yourself available during this hour. You are good workers, but you saved some time for this satsanga. Satsanga means nothing. Sit in the presence of the nature, that is satsanga. Think of nothing, that is satsanga. Simple. Think of nothing. Keep your mind calm and quiet, that is satsanga. Well, again we are going to meet on next Sun's Day. Well, I am very grateful to you, all of you. Come again after 7 days.